shit get crucial.
I think it's over though.
He say hungry, hungry, bacon, bacon.
And you say it's called Stranger, right?
Oh, word.
All right,
I'm
Stranger.
hungry, hungry. I need some bacon.
Okay, do not turn this video off. We are about to explore some crazy shit. Got a bunch of crazy clips as I narrate along. Now, comedian Bobby Lee, friends with Joe Rogan and guys like that, Dice Clay, all them type of guys, heavy hitters. Let's just let him talk.
If you believed in ghosts.
I grew up in Poway, in San Diego. Okay. And our house is on an Indian burial site. But it was only in my brother, like, okay, so when you go into my house, you drive up the driveway, the garage, and then when you open up to get in the house, it's my room, my brother's room, that hallway, and then the rest of the house is cool. But it's only in that area where weird shit happened. Really? And here's how I know, because when my dad would come home from work, you could hear him park. You can always hear him run past my brother and I rooms as fast as he can. Hi. You know what I mean? He was literally hi, right? Because he knew. Later in life, he goes, yeah, there was something dark and crazy, you know?
Really?
Yeah. The evil, he said. Evil there. I go, well, we didn't move, bitch. I mean, my brother and I had both possession stories.
Okay, this ain't even nothing compared to what we're about to get into. This is really light, and I just fucked up on this take, so I don't give a fuck right now, all right? Skeptical ass people, I just fucked up on this word, and goddamn it. Skeptical people don't know that this shit exists. They say, oh, you're crazy, just demonic, yeah, you full of shit, whatever. But then it's normal with some people, and you're about to see as we get into this.
Really?
Yeah, where my mom called a priest, not a priest, but like a reverend from the Korean church to come over and do, and my brother was like, you know what I mean? Right. I'm not kidding you. Naked, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? And the guy trying to draw, you know what I mean? Right? And the people are like praying. And my brother then asked my brother would tear out Bible verses. And it was like, the movie Seven, you know what I mean? When John Doe's like just creepy, you know what I mean? All over pasted all over the world, crosses, right? Me, I was on drugs, right? So I'm like, come get it, brah. You know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to die. Right? So, but one day, it was a Saturday, I couldn't move my body. Like, I opened my eyes, I couldn't move my body.
Because you were possessed.
I don't know what was going on.
You weren't doing meth then?
No. I couldn't open my I was going to try to smoke some weed when I woke up. But I couldn't move my body. And I was like, I can't move my body. And then I started having like weird thoughts. You know what I mean? Like violent thoughts.
About hurting yourself or hurting others?
Everybody.
White people a lot?
You. People like you. People like you.
I would get it.
Yeah. So then what I did was I mustered all my strength and I jumped in the swimming pool. We had a swimming pool.
Heated?
No, it was cold. It was super cold.
Above ground or in ground?
Outside.
Above ground?
Above ground, yeah. Okay. And every time that would happen, I would just jump in the swimming pool. That was my thing. I didn't need a fucking exorcist or...
Okay, now that we established Bobby Lee was possessed by demons, we're about to get into this Comedy Store haunting.
Wow.
A reverend. Yeah.
But but why didn't your dad just like if my house was haunted, you would if this house was haunted, you'd sell it.
No.
Right?
It depends on...
You would deal with it.
When people say their houses are haunted, like the Comedy Store's haunted, right? Like Mitzi
I didn't know that. You knew that?
Yeah, Ghost Adventures went there a few months ago.
Yeah, so Mitzi would only get... Say Mitzi's office, she would get some exorcist from Europe to fly in once a year. And only do her room because she thought that that's where the energy was. And apparently, if you look through the stained glass window through the door, if you look through it, you can see telephones and things levitating and stuff.
Wow.
But they boarded it up. So even I've been at the Comedy Store for almost 30 years, 25 years. You know, I've never been in that room. I've never been, you know what I mean? Because they just boarded it up. You can't get there, right? I've seen Gus there.
Who's Gus?
Built during the Depression of the late 1930s, Club Seville, as it was originally named, was a veritable smorgasbord of drinking and illegal gambling. High-stakes addicts like David O. Selznick and Harry Cohen lost their shirts here before the Vice Squad crashed the party in 1938. Billy Wilkerson, owner of the Hollywood Reporter, took over Club Seville, gave it $1 million makeover, and renamed it Ciro's. After a private New Year's Eve party, Ciro's had its official grand opening on January 30th, 1940. Billy was business partners with notorious gangster Benjamin Bugsy Siegel. During these days, mobster Mickey Cohen was known to shake down the club several times a week for his boss Bugsy, even going so far as to carry out his unpleasant mob business in the basement of the club. Rumor has it, many a poor soul who couldn't pay ended up getting whacked right here in this building.
Now, real quick, I know society is programmed to think like gang killings and mafia killings is cool and all that type of stuff, but this is a demonic act. A lot of them killings going on in that basement leaves negative, low vibrational, demonic energy and portals behind.
To pursue creating the Flamingo Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Billy Wilkerson sold Ciro's to restaurateur Herman Hover in 1942. Ciro's became a rock and roll dance club and was the only major venue to make such a transition while keeping its original name. Disc jockey Art LeBeau bought the building. The Byrds got their start there in 1964. Sammy Shore and business partner Rudy DeLuca rented the original room of the building to create a comedy club. Sammy's wife, Mitzi Shore, named it the Comedy Store. As a result of their divorce settlement, Mitzi began operating the club in 1973, and she was able to buy the building in 1976. She immediately renovated and expanded the club to include the 450-seat main room you're sitting in and the belly room upstairs for more intimate cabaret shows. In 1981, parapsychologist Dr. Larry Muntz conducted the first informal investigation of the Comedy Store, searching for any paranormal activity.
As we know, that entities, if they are in a haunting situation, it doesn't matter if it's daytime, nighttime. Many people assume that at night that's the only time the ghosts come out at 3 a.m. That is not true. No. If a property is haunted, it's haunted. So that's the way it is.
Smell the air. It smells very medicinal to me.
Yes.
It feels like a lot of abortions were conducted up here. That's the feeling I get. And clairaudiently, I hear the wail of babies, many babies up here.
Now, this all entertainment, but a lot of legal abortions used to tie back to witchcraft and a lot of stuff like that, which we will be hearing Bobby Lee speak of. Some shit he's seen in this bitch. And also with all the killings going on up in there, it just seems like a ritual ground.
Yes.
So this is the kind of energy that I'm picking up here.
He's standing right behind Steve.
Okay, is this the tall guy? This is Anthony. Is he angry? Or is he just curious, like you said?
There's something that has to do with you. It's something that has to do with you.
Okay.
But I don't know what it is. But I guess he is curious. So, but he's standing right behind us, and see now, right behind Steve right now, it is pitch black. Ow, ow, ow. Hold on. Ow. This guy was shot in the head.
Yeah, I would imagine they used to do it that way.
No, he was shot in the head when he was supposed to do a hit on somebody else.
Yeah, and they got him.
They got him, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't shoot to the side, they shoot from the back.
Oh.
There's a man here. It's a man.
Something very evil.
Not a good man. Not a good man.
No, I'm okay.
He's, don't you dare do that to me.
I'm doing okay.
You want to say something to us? Can you talk to me?
Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, look at the electromagnetic energy. It's very high.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Somebody's really angry with you guys and really pissed off with you there. You should have shut him up.
You know it
You
is?
should have shut him up.
Hey, it's Costello.
You have no business letting them do that.
Costello.
You have no business letting them
But
do
Gus
that.
is not going to interfere. It's okay.
You
It's
have
just
no
past
business
information.
letting them do
This
that,
is-
though.
this is between us.
You don't understand. You just don't understand. You have no business telling them this. You have no business doing that.
We walked over, we walked past.
Isn't he though? Isn't he though? Oh God, he makes us laugh so hard, but he likes to
Is he?
touch and play.
Yeah, oh, he's just doing right across our leg.
No business doing so.
When we first conducted the investigation here, we found that his name was Frank or Francis and that he was nicknamed Gus. But during the investigation, Dana and Maria that were here, he started kind of touching them. So all of a sudden in the dark, they're like, whoa, what was that? You know, and Gus is one of the mafia hitmen.
Oh, right.
He had explained to us that he thought he was going to hell for what he did. And so he has remained here at Ciro's. And what's interesting to me is that he not only sees us as Ciro's, but also as a comedy store. So
Gus is one of the ghosts that haunts the store.
Oh, that haunts the comedy. Gus the Ghost.
Well,
That's
he's
a cute name.
He was a murdered. Well, so in the 50s, the comedy store used to be a club called Ciro's, and it used to be the hottest club in Hollywood, but it was run by the mob. And during the days, people would get killed in where the main room is. You've been to the comedy store, right? So that used to be the showroom. And there's these. If you look up on the ceiling, there's these little openings up above where people would snipe. You know what I mean? People.
In 1997, Dr. Muntz, along with various team psychics, identified 5 resident spirits. Francis, nicknamed Gus, was a mafia hitman from the early Ciro's days. Anthony, another mafia hitman from the Ciro's days. Ellen, an older woman employed to conduct backstreet abortions during the Ciro's days up in our belly room.
Okay, so another character added to the fold. Ellen, the baby murdering demon. Nice.
Sharon, a young woman who died during one of Ellen's abortion procedures. And Steve Lebetkin, a New York comedian who committed suicide by jumping off the roof of the Andaz Hotel right next door. By the end of 1997, the ISPR cleared, or crossed over, the resident entities of Ellen and Sharon. Gus and Anthony, however, remain as the comedy store's full-time spirits.
Wow, what is that? Do you think there's like memory in places?
Hell yeah, there is.
Yeah, it probably is, right?
I think there is.
There's probably an instinctive reason why people don't want to live in a house where someone was murdered. Like, there's a house that John Benet Ramsey was killed in Colorado. They can't sell that fucking house.
Does it have like historical?
Everybody's terrified.
Ghost sightings and stuff,
No,
or is it just the killing?
Just the killing and the darkness all behind it. I mean, that was it wasn't just a little girl died, but there's all this darkness. She was sexually active. There was something going, like someone was probably molesting her. It's never been solved. No one's ever been tried. It's dark. Level that thing to the ground and maybe even do something with the ground underneath it. Scoop all that shit out. Put some new dirt in.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, he is not kidding. Where all them vortexes are created with all them frequencies combined, like it's hard to explain, but when a positive life force is attacked by a death force, it creates a fucked up like energy and shit. Like damn, I can't explain it. Well, I'm completely full of shit, which is why I can't explain it. It's all entertainment. Even the movie Pet Sematary was trying to tell you about that. Not saying you could bury shit in the ground and it's gonna come back evil, but they telling you that soil, that evil soil, yeah. Soil creates life, living plants and all type of shit. So think if evil is manifesting there and manifesting itself into certain portals and shit and being able to be seen by people. I don't know. This all bullshit.
I'm not kidding. Like, that might be the only way.
Who are you gonna throw that mojo on though? You gotta put that dirt. You gotta put that dirt somewhere.
Yeah.
Who's worthy of taking it?
Right. Where would you put that dirt? You'd have to exercise it. You'd have to build like the most awesome park for kids. Like, you'd have to turn that house into something positive.
I don't want to do anything for kids there for sure.
That would be bad taste.
But you could always take that big scoop and kind of put it in a freak party desert or something where people that like ghosts and crap can go out there and play in it or camp on it. Or
nobody likes little kid ghosts. You want like some old man ghost going to tell you secrets.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Do you think you've ever seen a ghost?
No, I do not.
Have you ever experienced something that was like super creepy?
You know what? A couple of my friends at the Comedy Store have claimed to have seen ghosts and claimed to have seen things. And I, with many of my friends that work there and comics and stuff, we've gone upstairs to the belly room in the dark and just freaked ourselves out and went, ah, ran out of there, stoned out of our mind. I feel it. We got to go. Or you go into the main room at night and you're like, give me a hug, hold me. Ah, I'm scared. It's a weird place, man. People for sure have been murdered there. It was Bugsy Siegel's nightclub in the 30s or 40s or some shit. It was Ciro's nightclub.
Yeah, there's definitely some mojo there, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The energy there is very powerful and real. And if you don't, the worst thing is to not know you're sensitive, to just think you're normal. Oh, man, you are fucked if you go to that place because it'll start fucking with you a little bit. And which is why all these, like, people who have a variety of mental illnesses would show up there throughout the years. You know, it almost would draw them to it. But I'll tell you, man, two ghost experiences that I had there. One, we would have clairvoyants come in there every once in a while. Like once a year, a clairvoyant would come in and want to like try to communicate with the spirit of the place because it's a legendary haunted place. And so this clairvoyant comes and they're like, can we just walk through the building? I just want to see if I can communicate with the spirits here. And so we're walking through the building and they're doing the usual clairvoyant shit, which I'm pretty skeptical about, because it's like if you name a certain number of names, you're going to hit something. So the name stuff that they do, I don't know. I don't usually pay attention to it, like I'm sensing a William brothers, some kind of brothers. There was a thing. And also it's a researchable building. So it's like anything you say is not going to make me feel like it's proof of something if you're in a historic building. But that's the steps going up to the belly room?
Yes.
And there's like a sign at the bottom of the steps there. I think it's neon. It definitely has lights. I don't know what.
Inside or outside?
So inside.
Right.
You make the right turn, you go up those steps, and there's
a sign. There's a neon sign.
Right.
Okay.
So they go by that. She goes by that sign and stops. And starts being like, oh, that's when she's saying it's brothers. There's some kind of, there's something happened. She's like, dude, it's straight out of Poltergeist shit. And that was pretty weird, but, pretty good act. And then that fucking sign, man, it starts going, zzz, 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 zzz. It's reacting to her. I'd never seen that sign do that. I saw it with my own fucking eyes. Now, what that was, I have no idea. But it creeped me out.
Now, sometimes where like the energy is all messed up, the earth naturally has to restore positive energy. So sometimes in these places like this, they might think it's just demonic shit going on, but it's really like demonic energy being cleaned up at the same time. Example, like a moth on a fucking light bulb, like smacked his ass, right? Another example, like natural disasters, like always happening where energy is fucked up at. Or it could be somebody with like a high vibration. I know people that could make a screen turn different colors and all type of shit, and they vibration so high they flicker lights when they walk past it, all type of shit. A lot of them people that do that, like, and I ain't saying they bad or nothing, because It's your own power. Like you got a high frequency. But a lot of them finesse that and they become like Miss Cleo and all that because they can do certain shit. I wouldn't even put it past that it's some fake people going in there that's, you know, acting like they got all these special powers and then something really fucking happened. That bitch went in there like, I was bullshitting, but this shit is real.
Because if there's a ghost, right? You know what I mean? I don't want the upper half.
Wait a minute. My fucking house is there'll be some ghosts. My house is haunted.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But you have a haunted house, George?
Oh yeah. I had somebody come. That's another. Hey, so
no.
Did you guys?
Don't you can't just
I got
brush
fucking
off
orbs.
You can't
and
just
shit.
brush off haunted house, bro.
It's our favorite genre is haunted house.
Wait, so right now the house you're living in right now is haunted.
I had somebody come and clean it. And I'm gonna show you. When I moved in, there was noise. And I thought, that's an old house. And then I heard, Ma. And I fucking shot up and I said, someone's in here. Fucking go downstairs with a gun, nobody's around. Then you hear noise on the other side of the house for years. And you hear it and you're like, okay. You kind of make peace with it. You know, you're like, all right, you know. And then people come over and they're like, hey man, I went into your kitchen to grab that stuff you asked me to grab, and when I fucking could feel somebody behind me, he goes, I thought it was the driver, and when I looked back, there wasn't anybody there, so I fucking ran out of your house. Or somebody will say, they came to do one of these like DoorDash kind of promos, and the lady was doing the sound, and she told the person that was with me, she says, tell George that I hear somebody talking. Oh, so if you can ask them to be quiet. And I said, there's nobody here. And the lady fucking saw somebody fucking walk by. So whatever you do, listen, if anybody has a fucking Ouija board, throw that motherfucker away today.
Well, you did Ouija in that house?
Black magic. No. But this black magic Ouija board. It's funny you could get one at fucking CVS.
Target. Yeah.
It's fucking black magic, man. Don't fuck with because you're calling people that haven't gotten to where they belong.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the movies, bro.
You know, remember when
I saw The Exorcist, bro.
Where the fuck Exorcist says, "Hey, Father, you have any change for a Catholic?"
Yeah.
If you're calling your father, a fucking demon will take his voice and say, it's me, but it's a fucking demon. So careful who you call because those motherfuckers will.
I don't fuck around either, bro.
They'll come and they won't go away.
Yeah, he's talking some heavy shit right there. The fuck is Ouija boards doing in CVS, Walmart, Target, Kids R Us, Kids Zone, fucking Toddler Zone? The fuck they want to play with a goddamn Ouija board for, you bitch? Kid don't even know how to talk. He playing with a fucking Ouija board. Probably because some leftist liberals got that shit approved somehow. Kids should have the right to pick whether they want to worship God or Satan. The kid's fucking 3. Let them grow up. All right, this is really going somewhere else. My bad, George.
The other thing I saw there was really interesting. And I think, you know, when people talk about the ghost of the Comedy Store, they're thinking like Casper, something with a sheet over its head or some kind of like, you know, stereotypical ghost concept. But if you think about it more in terms of like there's an energetic form there that repeats itself, this will make more sense. And that's what the ghost is. But I was like, I was looking down the hallway at the belly room and I was just watching some comics and some dumb fight, you know, just fighting, you motherfucker. They were like I don't know the comics where they were like someone in a belly room show, but they were in a pretty intense fight. And I was just watching it. I couldn't hear them. They left, right? And then, within like 3 minutes, in that very same spot, 2 different people got in the same fucking fight. Same movement, same like da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm sitting there watching like an echo of the same fucking thing I just saw with 2 different people.
You see what I'm saying? The grounds, the energy that's there, it's the same spirit. It's just there. Like, around us all day is spirits all around us, bro. There's a parallel world that's happening right now that these things, they know us. Trust me, you take the right thing and you get on the right wave and the right frequency, you'll see some shit. You'll see it right now. Your whole purpose on this planet is to get these things out of you and out of your fucking system. There ain't no fucking, oh, I gotta be punished for my sins and all this type of shit. No, get this fucking parasite out of your head and you will not have them negative thoughts and all that shit. Get this shit out of you. That's the thing. But this shit lingering on the planet is everywhere.
So we saw. No, let me talk about this. This is a story that I say all the time. When you and I go to the Bakersfield, and I left my truck in the parking lot of the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah.
And we look up, and we see the ghost.
Yes.
Thank you. That's
The
all I want.
lady. Yep.
Yeah.
You can
That's all I
corroborate.
want to know.
The old lady.
Yeah.
Up in the
It's all
window.
good. Well, I thought it was a man, but you thought it was an old lady.
But I saw that dude a few times that I didn't know at the time until
What
later.
do they call him? Gus.
Gus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out because I say that story a lot about Gus and the ghost.
I ain't gonna lie, dude looked like he was lying, to be honest. But it could be because he just didn't remember it the way Bobby remembered it. And he kind of got put on the spot right there. So I don't know. Let's continue.
And no one ever believes me, right? But that's my...
And just so everybody understands, when Bobby and I saw this, and when I saw what I thought was Gus and some dude in a trench coat with the derby hat in the belly room.
Yeah.
This is when I wasn't even a regular yet. When I saw who, I ended up later finding out that was Gus. At the time, I didn't know. I just like, hey man, I thought I saw some old dude, some older man in a trench coat, whatever. Cut to like literally 15, 16 years later, they bring those poltergeist people into the store, and then it ends up on A&E, right? And I'm watching it because I heard about it and I remember they were there. So they're talking about it, and all of a sudden the lady is like, yeah, there's the hitman for Bugsy, carried a 38 snub nose. He was the hitman. He took care of everybody. He wore a trench coat and a hat. His name was Gus. I see this like 16, 17 years later, and I'm sitting at my place I just went, holy shit.
I've seen Gus.
That's the dude I saw twice.
Me too. I saw it one time.
And then I saw what I thought was a lady. But
it was Gus. What I saw was a top hat, faceless man.
Top hat or a derby?
Something.
George, I have one question for you. You are a relatively wealthy man. Why the fuck are you still there?
Fucking move!
Yeah, no. No.
Get the fucking move!
Okay, let me tell you this story. So, I always wanted to live in Los Feliz, right?
Yeah.
So, I fell out of escrow on a house that was up there, and then, we're driving. This guy's driving. It's like 2 hours on fucking, because I'm working in Santa Monica. And I looked on Trulia, and there's a house, perfect fucking Los Feliz, like a perfect house. Like you go, oh my God. Call this lady. I said, hey, Brooke, can you get me in there? She calls. She goes, tomorrow we're in there at 1 o'clock. I said, there's nothing earlier? No. She goes, George, they have it like every 15 minutes with a 15-minute break. Like everybody wants this house. So I said, oh, fuck, then why even go? She goes, hey, you just go look. So I go in there, beautiful pool thing that's in there. And you go upstairs, come down. The guy goes, what do you think? And I said, it's great. And he goes, you want it? And I said, what do you mean? Do I want it? Like, what about all these fucking... He goes, hey, I'll call the guys that own it. Call the owner. He's a doctor. He goes, he's a huge fan of yours. So I said, hey, guess who's in your house? And he said, oh, fucking George. He goes, hey, tell him if he gives him the full price, he can have it. And there's like 50 fucking offers.
Wow.
So I paid the full price and I got it. And then, you do some work to it. And in the fireplace, so my name is George because I was born on April 23rd, and at the General Hospital over there, my mom wanted to name me Anastasio, who they thought my father was, and my grandmother's like, fuck him. You're not naming that motherfucker somebody that disappeared. So my grandmother goes, what's today? Tells the nurse, what's today? April 20, what's the day? It's St. George Day. So she goes, George, Edward, St. George. And I told the dude that the contractor, I said, hey man, can you fucking clean those fireplaces out? Because they look like they haven't been cleaned in forever. And when he calls me back, he goes, hey, when you get home, look in the fireplace because there's a conquistador tile in there. And it's a tile of St. George. Whoa. From the 1920s. So you almost feel like it's not St. Christopher. It's not, the Virgen of Guadalupe. It's a fucking St. George tile from the 20s. So I made the mistake of calling people, especially one who had just recently passed. And that's when a lot of the activity came, a lot of the banging and a lot of the orbs and a lot of the bullshit.
The man just told you he contacted a dead spirit, literally, on some hereditary type shit. Like, oh, I just tried to contact someone that wasn't here, and that's when all the orbs and shit started showing up. You see how he started freaking out when he said, do not get a fucking Ouija board? That shit is not who you're gonna contact. He's telling you he contacted demons.
George, I have one question for you. You are a relatively wealthy man. Why the fuck are you still there?
Fucking move!
Yeah, I know. You know, no.
Yeah, he's not moving because that's his granny he fucking contacted. He's not scared. So he thought he wasn't. Till he realized it was demons and he warned y'all of Ouija boards.
But then it was in the hallway. I'll show you a fucking video. There's a fucking person in the reflection of a picture that's moving in the thing.
Oh my God.
But I took a picture, like I felt, you can see kind of a shadow. I'm gonna show it to you. Okay. But you can see the shadow.
Okay.
So when I'm in bed now, all of a sudden, there's more things happening. More, like you're like, fucking, God, I feel like fucking somebody's over there. So now it started to happen on the right side of where the bathroom's over there. And I would go like this. And I'm like, so I took a video of that right side of my bedroom. And I didn't see any orbs or anything. But in the picture, not a mirror, in the picture, I see this square. And I go, what the fuck is that? And then I pull it open, and it's a fucking green face.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
There's a fucking green.
It's a green face.
There's a green face. And I said, fuck this. I said, I hired this lady to come and fucking take him out, and she did.
How was she?
What'd you say? Take out the green guy?
She no, they know fucking yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hey, the green guy's gone. The fucking dude hanging out of the mist is gone.
Yeah.
There was some crazy.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Now, did we do the cleansing in the hippie way or the Catholic way?
I think they did it the hippie way.
With the sage, because that
Yeah.
shit don't work. You gotta fucking.
They're on their way. I'm sure they're on their way back. But no. Listen, I know they're on their way back. But
babe.
But when you see that, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
So he expects the ghost to return, cause he pretty much knows these things by now. If you can't tell, basically living a real life Hereditary movie. Whoever seen the movie Hereditary, you know the old witch lady. You know, she preyed on the woman who just had a loss, and then, found out that they were a bloodline and all this type of shit. But before that, she gives her a Ouija board so she can contact the person she just lost, which was her daughter. And then weird shit started happening. But it ain't your daughter or nobody you contacting. That spirit left the vessel already and went somewhere else. The real spirit went, who knows? But the negative energies, the demons, whatever, they on this planet to get the soul, to get our energy, to harvest on it. But they can't get to the soul. So they end up just killing bodies and leaving destruction in their path. But when somebody dies and their soul leaves and goes elsewhere, the negative energy is still festering in there. It ain't got nowhere to go. And these demons know us because they in our bodies through all the crap we eat and intake and everything like that. So they can take shape, take form. That's why they call it shapeshifters. And like George Lopez said, that is not who you think you contacted. That is a demon.
Fucking move, bro.
But also, when you have things of other people, like I have things that belong to people who were famous, part of their fucking spirit and their energy is with those things. Even things that are just collected from people. They you know, you see a robe and you're like, man, that fucking robe is my dad. Like he wants to wear this robe, and you have the robe. You have part of his energy and his self in there. You know, you leave things. That's why, you know, when someone dies and you know, everybody's sad, and then they go, look what he left, and you look at something that belonged to him and you fucking you're destroyed because that's them.
Again, he's speaking on how they do the rituals and the seances. When you go do one of these seances to contact a dead person, you bring some of their items, like shit that they loved when they were alive. You know, they put a lot of energy into them items. But to be honest, I'm still learning about that, like how energy goes into items and shit like that. I don't understand that all the way, but we will be looking into it together.
Their essence is
their essence. That's them. That's what they like. That's what they did.
Do you feel as though these people or these entities living there, were they of the friendly variety?
You know, in the beginning, but then in the last 6 months, I called somebody, spirit, and they fucking showed up. I'm telling you. And since that time, it's been more like, I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then that shit. And the fucking orbs and the name words and the fucking mist in the hallway, and in the middle of the night, you're just like, this is fucking insane. And I just had enough. Like, you know, in the video, I saw something that I didn't see before, and when I saw that, I said, this is fucking way past anybody's fucking tolerance level. Like, there's a person in the reflection of this picture that's wearing white, that's moving, and I'm like, that fuck it, man, that's it. And I didn't want.
It could have been your girlfriend or something.
No, I'm puto. No, no, it's a fucking thing, and the thing is not a mirror; it's a picture.
It's a picture.
Like this is not a mirror; it's a picture. So that fucking face leaning in like this,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's, you know, they go, hey, George, that's not a face, motherfucker. That's a no. Anybody that sees that's gonna be like, that's a fucking face.
Yeah, I saw a face.
So now you go, okay, but for whatever anybody believes in that house, it's from the 20s and shit, like, you know. So
yeah,
she
yeah,
came,
yeah, yeah.
and it feels different. It feels different.
There's an unsettled.
But of course, I'm sure it's going to be a process. But yeah, all of that shit that you know, it's. And I live alone. It's a big fucking house, and you hear these fucking noises, man. You're just like, it's. And it's funny. As a kid, I was afraid of everything, afraid of the dark and all that bullshit. But you think as an adult, I'm almost 60, like all that's gone away. Everything and also for that kid like when you start to believe in yourself and believe your worth and believe that regardless of, you know, somebody, you know, hey, listen, bukkake videos, you know, and then you go take a shower, you're brand new again. It's like you don't have to walk around with fucking dry fucking crema all over you, you know? If you ever get to that, that's gonna be a beautiful quote, by the way.
Yeah.
When you get to, as long as you have a fucking life, you have a chance to fucking change everything.
Right.
Even 50 loads, you know.
Yeah.
But you do have so as long as, like, you know, kids that are depressed and all that stuff, there's opportunity to be better when you're alive. It's over.
What he's telling you right there is he believes in the Most High, but he can't just say it like that because these people that gave him that Ouija board is listening. And then it's funny he brings up the dark and how he's not afraid of the dark and all that type of stuff no more. That's very crucial right there. Darkness is actually our friend. Like how much light's been blown right in your face, like through the demonic shit and everything. Like just look at it in a sense like this. Like you've been calcified, you've been blinded with this fake light, but there's a small path you gotta go through, and it's gonna be dark. You have to go through it though, because that's blocking the place you have to get back to. Now say if you got a home, if you come from a house, and then say like you drifted away about 10 miles away from your house, somebody took you away from it, drifted you away, but they built a whole like forest or a whole, I don't know, city or whatever between your house and from where and where they put you at, and you gotta find your way back there. But you gotta go through this fucking forest though. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's too deep for people.
But you know, and so all the shit that I had as a kid, is gone. Like all the things that scared me, all the insecurities that I had are gone. So at the dark time of like the divorce and all that shit that you still have to go work and you go home and you're alone, fucking brutal, man. Taking some fucking Vicodins and some fucking Four Locos. Listen, you don't need fucking Vicodin when you're drinking a Four Loco. Those motherfuckers, thank God they don't make them. Still find them.
Yeah.
Some people, they gave me some Scissorp for Christmas. Like, if you want to kill yourself, there's way. But you know what? I didn't want to fucking go out like that. Like and then I started to look at the principles of like not wishing anybody harm, and of trying to just be better, and I went and met the Dalai Lama in Boston. I fucking went over there and he shook my hand and we talked and spoke at his 80th birthday party like 5 years ago and stayed connected.
Now, no matter what religion people are, if you could tell that they're on the righteous path, you commend that, in my opinion. You know, whether I believe you're a Christian, Buddhist, or whatever, a Muslim, whatever. If you got morals and you're talking about not wishing people harm and being better, you clearly are on the righteous path. Clearly. But now, whatever the goal is for everybody, whatever God really is, or whatever we're all seeking, whatever that is, let that be what it is when we get there. But if you on the right path, don't kick nobody off, man. But also remember, on the flip side, the real true Satanists, or whatever people call them, the real bad people ain't out here masquerading as being bad. They're out here really trying to follow these laws because they're trying to get to the light. They're trying to get that energy. So the laws here are righteousness. A lot of the real Satanists don't even really get down with that shit but like a few times a year when it's them rituals. But all around the fucking year, they practicing veganism. They doing everything right to raise their frequency and vibration for that demon they're about to let in their temple to experience that and to feast on their light. They are human sacrifices. A lot of people think sacrifices is just fucking killing yourself for them. No. You sacrificing smoking, drinking all year so you can go to this one ritual, maybe a couple rituals, I don't know, and let this demon feed off of all that positive energy. This is all entertainment though.
Where I saw whatever I saw at the store was at the top of the belly room. Mitzi was in her chair in the main room, and I didn't want to walk past her, so I stood by the door watching whoever was on stage, and I felt an energy over my right shoulder. And I kept focusing on the comic, but something was hitting my eyes. Something was making that light not blink, but like somebody was standing in front of it. And when I finally did decide to look up, it was like it was like Kennison. It looked like a Kennison type. Took his jacket, spun it like a cape, and walked into the belly room. And I was like, oh, shit.
Shit get crucial.
I think it's over though.
He said, hungry, hungry, bacon, bacon.
And you say it's called Stranger, right?
Oh, word.
All right,
I'm
Stranger.
hungry, hungry. I need some bacon.